only one. We ready? Cool. What's up, guys? You've probably done some PTs, some one-on-ones now. Maybe not. Maybe this is going to be day one for your PTs, and maybe you're even in some classes. But we just wanted to shoot you a video to talk about some things that you should have talked about in those one-on-ones or that onboarding. The first thing that we're going to talk about is, hey, how do I set up my rack? The rack has J-cups on them, whether it's this rack or a different rack that we're going to use. Any of these racks, this is how these should be set up. This J-cup should be at the top of my armpit. So we can see right now that this is definitely off from the top of my armpit, so I'm going to readjust this. I will pull the pin out. I will change the height to be the top of my armpit, and right there, that's a lot better, top of my armpit. Anytime that I'm asked to set up a rack on my own, I always want to set it up at the top of the armpit. I'll change this one really quick. Cool. That's racking, unracking. All right, we're good. We've got our rack set up. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is our grip, our stance, and our position. Every single one of our barbell lifts, whenever you approach a barbell, you are going to think about your grip, where are my hands, your stance, where are my feet, and position, where's the rest of my body. I'll give a quick example of this, but these should be thought, and they're a little bit different for each of the lifts. A shoulder press, though, is the one that we're going to talk about. In a shoulder press, my hands or my grip should be just outside my shoulders. So for me, I like to go a middle of my thumb distance. If we've got narrower shoulders, it may be right on the edge of the knurling. If it's broad shoulders, we might go a full thumb's distance. So there's my grip, half thumb distance. Stance is either 1 foot or both feet underneath the barbell. I like to go 1 foot underneath that barbell. So there's my grip, my stance. And position is going to be next. For a shoulder press or any of our presses, the bar is going to be in front of my head, and my elbows are going to be in front of the bar. Once I'm there, I can stand up and unrack. So I've gone through all three, grip, stance, and position right there, and I'll quickly do a review for you. Grip is where's my hands, stance is where's my feet, and position is where's the rest of my body. Every single one of our barbell lifts has a different grip, stance, position. Now let's move on to the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is breathing and bracing. This is a big one for us because when should I be breathing? When should I not be breathing? We're lifting weights, we're doing heavy things, and we should have some parameters, some rules around that. For us, the rule is simple. When we're talking about barbell lifts or weightlifting, anytime that I am moving, I am not breathing. And anytime I am moving, or I am not moving, I can be breathing. So it looks like this. If I'm about to do a squat with a barbell, I'll take a breath in. I'll hold that breath. I'll do my movement. And then I can breathe out. So anytime that I'm moving, I am not breathing. And anytime I'm not moving, I can breathe. And here's why we do that. We've got 3 ways to protect the midline. We've got our lungs like big airbags. We've got our abs like a big weight belt. And then we've got a bony structure called our spine. If we don't use our lungs and abs by default, we use that spine. So our rule from now on is in our weightlifting movements, hey, if we are moving, we are not breathing. And if we are not moving, we can breathe. Great. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is line of action with barbell stuff. Line of action is really important for us because it helps us determine the mechanical advantage for some sort of weightlifting movement, especially when we're moving objects. When something is close to us, it feels very light or feels very good. We call that trying to find something with the most mechanical advantage. And in most of our lifts, the closer we can bring something to our center of gravity, the easier it's going to feel. The further away from our center of gravity we go, the harder something is going to feel. It's not going to get any heavier. Now, I'm going to give you a little example here with this barbell. And when I unrack through my grip, stance, and position for a press, I'm just going to do an example of if I hold this bar really close to my body with my elbows in front, it's really close to my center, and it feels good. If I take this bar now and I move it away from my body, even though this weight does not change, that bar feels significantly heavier. It feels way heavier. So when we are doing any kind of barbell work, the closer I can keep something, whether it's for a shoulder press, whether it's for a deadlift, if I can keep something closer to my center of gravity, we're going to put ourselves at a best mechanical advantage for that movement. So hopefully these are some things that are helpful for you as you move into some group classes. Take as much as you can, learn from it, and go use it outside of this space. Thanks, guys.